You've spent your entire life working so hard, making smart decisions and, carefully building up that nest egg for your future. You did all the right things, you did the planning, you did the saving, and now you're looking forward to a retirement you absolutely deserve. And that, right there, is a legacy worth protecting. But let me ask you a question, one that might be on your mind, especially if you're maybe watching your own parents navigate their later years. You have a plan for retirement. That's great. But what's the plan to protect it? From those unexpected and often really expensive healthcare costs that can pop up down the road. Okay, so let's just dive right into this. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, they tell us that nearly 7 out of 10 people over 65 will eventually need some kind of long-term care. Now look, this isn't meant to be some scary number. Not at all. Let's just think of it as a reality that smart planners, people just like you, prepare for. It's just another piece of the puzzle. And this really gets us to what is often the single biggest uncovered risk to an otherwise solid retirement plan: the actual cost of that care. A lot of people just assume it's covered by their health insurance or Medicare, but, well, the reality can be a real surprise. And here it is. This is the one critical point that I think everyone really needs to understand. Medicare, it was designed for short-term skilled nursing care, right after a hospital stay. It was never ever designed to cover long-term custodial care. And that's the non-medical help, things like dressing, bathing, or eating, which honestly is what most long-term care actually consists of. So what does this risk look like in, actual dollars and cents? Well, the national average for a nursing home is over $90,000 a year. A year. Now, just imagine a 3-year stay. For so many families, an expense like that can just completely wipe out a lifetime of savings. It can totally change the legacy they had planned on leaving behind. Okay, but this is the point where we shift. We shift from worrying about a problem to actually putting a solution in place. A modern long-term care plan, it isn't just a health expense. It's an asset protection strategy. It's a tool, a powerful one, that you can use to safeguard your retirement accounts, your home, and the inheritance you've worked so hard to set aside for your loved ones. So you might be asking, is this kind of strategy for everyone? And the answer is not necessarily. It's really designed for people just like you, people who have worked hard to build up their assets and want to make sure they're protected. If you've saved diligently and you want to make sure you maintain your financial independence, without ever becoming a burden on your family, then this is exactly the kind of planning you should be looking at. Now, let's talk about timing, because timing is actually a really big deal here. There's what we call a sweet spot for putting a plan like this in place. And for most people, that's right between the ages of 55 and 65. Why? Well, in this window, you're much more likely to be in good health, which makes qualifying for coverage way easier, and the premiums are significantly lower than if you decide to wait until you're in your 70s. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if I pay for all this and I never even use it? And you know what? That is a completely valid concern. It's exactly why modern long-term care plans have evolved so much, way beyond those old use it or lose it policies. Today, you have choices, flexible choices. So let's just quickly walk through the main options. First, you've got your traditional policies. They're pretty straightforward. It's coverage just for care costs. But a really popular modern choice is a hybrid life and LTC policy. This is clever. It combines a death benefit with your care coverage, and that solves that whole use it or lose it problem. If you never need the care, your family gets a tax-free life insurance benefit. And finally, there are annuity-based plans, which can be a fantastic fit if you have some existing assets, but maybe also some health concerns that make other policies tougher to get. The main point here is there is no single best plan. There's only the best plan for your specific situation. So how do you figure out which one of those is the right fit for you? Well, it all starts with creating a personal plan. And believe me, taking that next step is simple, it's educational, and there's absolutely no pressure involved. See, as an independent agency, our goal isn't to just sell you a product. Our real goal is to help you find the right solution. That means we'll help you compare all the options, traditional, hybrid, annuity-based, side by side, from all the different carriers. We'll look at your specific health, your budget, and your goals to find the strategy that secures your legacy and gives you that true peace of mind. You've spent a lifetime building your savings. Taking this one simple educational step today can make sure that you and your family get to enjoy the future you've worked so incredibly hard for. Let's build that plan together.
You can learn more by visiting us at annuityexpertadvice.com or by just giving us a call.